I want to give another update on the status of Tennessee courts, where we are with the schedules and handling of cases. Today is April 27th. A few days ago on Friday, the 24th, the Tennessee Supreme Court issued a new ruling, an updated ruling on the status of courts with the pandemic that we're going through. This is the third order that the Tennessee Supreme Court has issued since this started. This is the second extension of suspending in-person proceedings. That's where we are. We're still in a suspension of in-person proceedings in Tennessee courts right now, and this has been extended to May 31st. May 31st, so basically about another month for now, and that could get extended further. This is for all cases. My practice is criminal defense, so that's what I focus on and what I represent people in. Also, they have suspended, they have put on hold any jury trials until July, and that's a pretty big deal if you've got a trial coming up, especially for somebody in custody. I've got clients in jail waiting trial, whose trials are now going to get pushed further out. So we have to deal with that. If you're out of custody, basically you're waiting. You're just waiting for your next court date. They're now getting set off to July. First back in March it was, we're going to set everything to the end of April. And then we're going to set everything to May and June. Now they're setting stuff to July. So it just keeps getting pushed further and further back. For people who are in custody, it's really tough, because they're sitting there, they're languishing basically in jail. And now in some cases we are having bond hearings to get bonds reduced or to get people released to kind of reduce the jail population. We've been able to do that in some cases. I'm still working on that for some clients. If you have somebody who's in jail waiting on a case and they don't have a lawyer, give me a call. They need a lawyer. They need somebody filing a motion on their behalf to at least get them in front of the judge to consider a bond, because they're going to be sitting in, this is adding at least several more months to their jail time. And if they're waiting trial, same thing. They need to have a bond hearing. Even if you're not successful in it, give it a shot. That's what I'm doing for my clients who are in jail. It's tough. It's tough. Everybody, is waiting, and nobody's really sure exactly how this is going to turn out. I'm trying to see if there are any other highlights, any other things that are pertinent to my practice in the criminal defense world about these deadlines or these extension of suspended proceedings. When they say suspending in-person proceedings, that means we're not having court, basically, except in some limited cases. In the criminal side of things, that can include bond hearings, like I've talked about. It can include guilty pleas, like if a client has a deal in place, wants to plead guilty and get their case over with, the judge will certainly entertain that. Some other limited situations, you might be able to actually have a hearing in front of the judge. But jury trials, you can't have jury trials right now. I mean, you cannot socially distance, a bunch of people in court, a bunch of jurors and everybody else, and then the jurors go back to the jury room to deliberate, or when they take breaks. That's close contact. I don't know how they're going to do jury trials when all this starts back up. We already don't have, as it is, most cases do not go to trial. I think this is going to make it so that even fewer cases go to trial. We'll see. Orders of protection are going to be extended through June 5th. Okay, I handle orders of protection as well. If you've got one, then it's going to be extended to June 5th. Here in Shelby County, they don't do a lot of, they aren't up to speed on remote or video conferencing. In federal court here, we're doing Skype hearings. In Fayette County, next door, where I practice, we're doing hearings on Zoom. Here in Shelby County, so far, the types of cases the courts, over the criminal court at least, they're behind on all that. We're not doing video conferencing. It's kind of up to each court how they want to handle it, but it's mostly done. The very absolute necessary stuff can still be done in person. Everything else, like 90% of everything else, is just getting set off. So it's really tough for clients who are in jail. If you got somebody who's in jail, they need representation. Try and at least get them in front of a judge to try and get a bond reduction. Maybe give them a chance to get out. If you're out of jail, if you've just been charged and you're wondering what's going on, there's going to be some time. There's going to be a couple of months probably until your court date. But call me. Thanks for watching.